Hey guys, welcome back to the Magoon Squad show. Today it's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode because it's just me, but we're going to kind of dive into a couple things here. Talk about Thursday Night Football. We have talked about this already a little bit, but we're going to kind of take a deep dive into that, kind of what I think my expectations for the game is. But real quick, I just want to touch on something I've been seeing recently, and I kind of just want to give you like my thoughts on it because it's just one of these things that it's this new narrative in college football where it's kind of concerning, but at the same time, it makes sense. I get it, but it's kind of concerning. But regardless, I'm like looking at a couple of these people that are included in this. Uh, so let's go ahead and just dive in, right? You know, Billy Napier for Florida, Florida's head coach. He's on the hot seat. After losing to Miami, probably is last year, whatever, so on and so forth, right? But he signed through 2028. His buyout would be $26 million. I get it, right? You're frustrated as a fan. You're frustrated, and it's frustrating because you signed a coach that hopefully would put you in a different direction and back on the path that Urban Meyer and guys like that before put you guys on, Steve Spurrier as well. And I get he has not done that, right? But recruiting wise, he's brought in some nice recruits. I'm not trying to defend Billy here because his record is not great. All I'm simply trying to say is, and I'm sure the money is not the issue, buying out a coach for $26 million should not be the issue for you guys. All I'm trying to say is there's this new narrative in college football and maybe NFL too. I'm not too sold on the NFL thing, but college football regardless of this narrative of like if you don't succeed in the first 3 years, you're gone. Your hot seat gone, done. I just feel like same thing for first year and second year head coaches as well. I feel like there's this shift and this new narrative of a coach has to succeed, right? A coach has to succeed in that position and excel in that conference in order to keep his job, right? But let's think about it, right? Let's think about it real quick. You got Georgia, you got Alabama, LSU, Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee. There's a lot of good teams in the SEC, right? So one of these teams cannot be that great, right? You're playing all these different teams every single year. There's a lot of games, SEC wise that you're playing every year. And my thing is, like, if we go take a look, Florida, for instance, right? What do you expect from him? What do you expect from Florida? I mean, the team recruiting wise is not there. I get it. I get they're not there yet. They're bringing in some good recruits, some good recruiting classes. So give it maybe another year or two, and we'll see how they do. But I'm just saying, what do you expect them to do, right? Like, Florida fans are expecting an 8-10 win season. Your schedule, dude, it is incredibly hard. And it's going to be hard for a lot of teams in the SEC, which is fine. But, like, at Tennessee versus Georgia, at Texas versus LSU versus Ole Miss, these are games that are tough. I mean, Samford, Mississippi State, UCF, you should win those, right? So those are 3 wins right there. Maybe Texas A&M, possibly Kentucky too. I mean, I get it. I totally understand where Florida fans are coming from. If I was in your position with LSU, I'd be upset too. But what I'm trying to say is what do you expect, right? Some of these teams have to lose. I mean, there are so many teams in the SEC now that are good caliber teams that you're not going to win 8 to 10 games nowadays. There's only a few teams in the SEC that can put those 8 to 10 win seasons up, right? Tennessee, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Georgia, Alabama. That's 6 teams out of how many we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 16 teams. So half of the teams can put up 8 to 10 wins. The other half are not going to be able to do that just based off schedule with the SEC. I mean, I totally get it where you guys are coming from, and I get where other people are coming from with other teams as well. But what I'm simply trying to say is that not every team in that conference is going to be an 8 and 10 team, right? 8 to 10 win team. You got Auburn Tiger fans. I'm sure Auburn Tiger fans out there want an 8 to 10 win team. When they had Gus Malzahn, Cam Newton that time, I'm sure they want to get back to that place. But listen, if they get back to that place, that means someone else is not going to be at that place. Not every single team can be an 8 to 10 win team in this conference. That's all I'm saying. If you already have 6 to 8 teams with 8 to 10 wins that are, getting those wins, some of these teams have to lose. Missouri could be an 8 to 10 win team this year. So that means Florida will have to lose. A&M has to lose. Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Auburn, Arkansas, I mean, even LSU, Tennessee, some of these teams will have to lose in order for them to get to that win. You know what I'm saying? So with the addition of Texas and Oklahoma, now the chances of being an 8 to 10 win team are not as high. And it's just record wise, it shows too. Like, you're not going to be able to be that kind of winning team. I mean, when you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 3, 4, 8 of the, what is it, 12? 8 of the 12 games are SEC games, right? So let's just say if every team has to play 8 SEC games in conference games, I mean, you win 4 out of conference, you win 4 in conference. That's an 8 win season, right? Cool, awesome. You could be 10-2, 8-4, whatever, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I just want to make sure there's 8. So yeah, you could be 8-4, and that's not a bad record. That might sneak you into a college playoff football spot, maybe, depending on how the year goes for everyone else, but probably not. But what I'm trying to say is, let's just hypothetically say you have 8 in conference game, 4 out of conference games, right? You win your 4 out of conference games, except Florida lost to Miami, which is a tough team. That's a good team, right? If you schedule yourself against cupcakes like Alabama does, or Texas, Texas has Michigan, but for the most part. But let's take a look at Alabama, right? Western Kentucky, Southern Florida, Wisconsin, and Mercer. Those are their out of conference. So therefore, they already have 4 wins right there, right? So you give them 4 wins already. That means they only have to win 4 to 6 in conference games to be a 10-win team. So we got, versus Georgia, probably going to lose that. But you go at Vanderbilt, should be a win. Versus South Carolina, should be a win. I don't know about Tennessee, Missouri, or LSU. You should beat Auburn at home, and you should beat Oklahoma as well, possibly, maybe. Oklahoma looked pretty good, though. So, hypothetically, there's three wins they should win. Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Auburn, right? So, that already makes them a 7-win team with their trashy, crappy, out-of-conference games, which, that's what I'm saying. I think that should penalize them. If they go 10-2 this year, I think they should be penalized for not playing a tougher opponent out of conference, right? Because you got Florida playing a good out of conference team, LSU playing a good out of conference team, Tennessee playing NC State out of conference team. There's a lot of good, Texas playing Michigan. There's a lot of good top tier, I'm not saying Clemson's good, but they were ranked. Georgia playing Clemson to kick off the year. What I'm saying is the better teams are playing tougher out-of-conference teams. Alabama's playing a bunch of cupcakes. It's a walk in the park for these guys. They're favored by like 7-10, 7-14 points in those games, almost every game. So all I'm simply trying to say is to Florida fans and other fans out there that are like, oh, we need to fire this guy because he lost us this game. I understand where you're coming from, but with the caliber of the SEC, you can fill however you want. Not every single team is going to be able to win 8 to 10 games. It's just not possible when you have to play 8 in conference games. If you can win all of your out-of-conference games and you schedule yourself against cupcakes like Alabama does when they get an easy freebies like that, then sure, you can have 8 wins. You have 4 in-conference wins, 4 out-of-conference wins, and then you lose 4. That's fine. That makes sense. But when you're Florida, for instance, and FSU's on the schedule every year, I don't think Miami will be, but you schedule yourself against a good Miami team, regardless if it's home or away, that's on you. That is on you. I mean, you're literally expecting to win that game, and if FSU was a good team like they were last year, beating FSU on the road, right? Which, who knows? They might get better, and you guys might lose that. All I'm simply trying to say is the next coach you do get, I know you guys aren't keeping Billy, but the next coach you do get, don't be so quick to the gun to fire him, right? You have to give him time, right? I don't think Brian Kelly's a great coach. In fact, I don't think he's going to get us to where we need to. But guess what? We're stuck with him. I don't want to have to buy out another contract when we just bought out Coach O. I don't want to have to buy out another contract. Brian Kelly's buyout is $78.6 million. So we're not buying him out. We're stuck with them. I don't know how many more years he's got left. He's through, let's see here. He's through 2031, right? So we're stuck with him till 2031. But what all I'm trying to say is, right? All I'm simply trying to say is if you don't want to have to put yourself in the position to buy someone out, to buy a coach out, then maybe don't sign him through 2031 or 2028 with like Billy, right? I get coaches want to have a secure long contract, but if you don't want to put yourself in that position and you want to, jump the gun on him, because in my opinion, like I said, I don't think Brian Kelly is a great coach. Is he a good coach? Yes. We won pretty much every single game after we lost week 1 last year with Jane Daniels and that team. All I'm simply saying is it takes more than 3 years, it takes 3 years and maybe a little bit more to build a roster, to nurture guys in, to bring them in, to develop them, to get them to where they need to be, right? So while Billy is out recruiting for his year 1, his year 2, you're not going to see those guys play till year 3, year 4, year 5, right? There'll be a freshman year 3, sophomore year 4, and a junior year 5. So what I'm trying to say is maybe give him some time, right? Unless you want to drop the $26 million and buy him out. Who else are you going to get? I've seen speculations of people saying that you're going to get Lane Kiffin. No shot. There's no way that Lane Kiffin is leaving Ole Miss to go to Florida. There just doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for him to do that. There just isn't. Like, if I'm Lane Kiffin, I'd rather play LSU than play Georgia, honestly. So that's just me. But anyway, that's why I'm saying if he didn't leave Ole Miss to go back to Alabama when Nick Saban left, then he's not going to leave Ole Miss to go to Florida. So Florida fans, let's calm down with the whole Lane Kiffin to Florida thing. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. I don't know where you guys get this ideology from of you're going to get Lane Kiffin. It's not going to work. But regardless of that, all I'm trying to say is don't put yourselves in a position to be locked in with that coach, because when you do that, then you got the fans saying, oh, we need to fire him. We need to fire. At the end of the day, he is doing what he's doing, right? He is bringing in top recruiting classes for you guys. I mean, let's see, 2024 recruiting class. Were you guys not ranked in the top 15? You guys were ranked, let's see here. Get this off real quick. You guys were ranked 13. You guys were ranked above Tennessee in 2024. Let's check 2023 when he first got there. What was your recruiting class then? You got number 13. So you got 13 again. 2025, let's see what you got there. You're at 23 now, but it's still time to get some recruits in. All I'm simply saying is if you don't want to have yourself in this position, don't lock yourself in that position. But honestly, I just hate the stigma around the coaches now that if they don't perform to 8 to 10 wins, then you should be fired. That is it's very, very hard to do in the SEC now with Texas and Oklahoma being there. When you have 8 in-conference games, 4 out-of-conference games, and you're scheduling yourself Miami and you're stuck with Florida State, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know what you're just, it is what it is. Like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you expect from Billy. I mean, it's tough. It's tough like that. So I'm just saying, let's chill on the stigma of they should be fired because of this. It's going to look a lot worse when we move on with the SEC being the way it is now. It's going to be a lot much harder, and there's going to be a lot more upset fans with the coaches, and you're going to see a buyout left and right, and it's just going to be, it's getting to the point where it's a little crazy. So I'm just saying, give it some time. Maybe he'll turn things around. Who knows? Maybe he'll turn things around. Who knows? If he does, then what are you going to say? You're going to sit back there and be like, oh, you know what? We can hold on to him. That's our bad. That's what I'm saying. Just give it some time and let's see what happens. So, all right. So moving on to our next segment, let's dive into Thursday night football real quick. Let's see what we got here. I personally have some of my own bets with this game. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but kind of what my expectation is. Looking at the game, heard Taylor Swift is expected to be there tonight. So with that, I believe I saw a tweet. The Chiefs are 10-3 and 8-4-1 against the spread when she's there. So if you guys are looking to bet the spread, -3 is the way to go, or the money line. If she is there, I hope it's 10-4 though, because anyway, a lot of cool things with the Ravens this year, right? You got Mark Andrews healthy back, Zay Flowers in a prominent role. Derrick Henry, now you're featured back. Now you got a solid featured back. There's a lot of good things with the Baltimore Ravens this year that I think the offense is going to move much more smoothly, and we'll kind of see that this game, hopefully. Rashard Bateman, Zay Flowers, your receivers. Mark Andrews, your tight end with Isaiah Likely, also might be in the mix as well in the offense. So, looking at all this, if I'm a betting man, Lamar Jackson's going to at least have 25 to 40 rushing yards this game, in my opinion. Also, I think he throws for about 175 to 200, probably not really over that. They're probably going to stick on the ground a lot with Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry has a big game. I'm thinking like 70 to 80 yards rushing for Derrick Henry, maybe a touchdown or two. For Mark Andrews, I can kind of see 25 to 40 yards for him. Zay Flowers, maybe 40 to 50 yards receiving for him. These are kind of just my player props that I'm going through. And then for the Kansas City Chiefs, going through a couple of different receivers, not really besides Rice, Rashee Rice, you got Juju Smith still, and then Xavier Worthy. Looking at this team, Isaac Pacheco, I think will have a good game, not a great game. So I'm thinking maybe like 50 to 60 yards rushing for him. Mahomes is probably going to have somewhere around 225, 250 passing yards there. Rashee Rice is going to have probably 40 to 50 yards receiving. I think Travis Kelce has a big game. I think Travis Kelce gets about 60 to 70 yards receiving and a touchdown. But I think the people that score the touchdown for the Chiefs is probably going to be Travis Kelce and Isaac Pacheco. But honestly, I could see Lamar rushing one in as well. Maybe doing some like RPO, read option kind of thing. At the goal line or in about the 5-yard line or so, and probably doing a quarterback keeper or something like that. So that's kind of just my picks for that. I'm gonna go with my gut here. I think the Baltimore Ravens do win this game. I think they take care of what they need to take care of, and I think they show that they've improved from where they were. And I think finally Lamar, after winning MVP last year, I think finally Lamar is gonna start. Like, his prime did start. He's already in his prime, but I think this is going to be the peak year for his prime, in my opinion. I honestly think this team could win the Super Bowl this year. I don't think the Chiefs will. The Chiefs have to have an off year, right? You cannot keep doing what the Chiefs are doing year in and year out to set that standard of excellence and keep going there year in and year out. Give me the Ravens. Let's see the Ravens. It's the Ravens' turn. It's Harbaugh's turn to kind of step into the AFC and take over, and I think Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry make for a great duo, which allows them to open up the pass more, which we'll see Lamar Jackson making better passes with Zay Flower and a healthy Mark Andrews after last year. And I think, like I said, since they have a feature back in Derrick Henry, I think personally wears out the defensive line, opens up the passing game a little more, and when you have Lamar Jackson who can pull it down and run or can throw over your head, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough for defenses to adjust to that, because when you got a guy like Derrick Henry, as a not a Titans fan, but as someone who did go to the games and watch Derrick Henry in person, you can see right behind me there, I've seen Derrick Henry rush about 15 carries a game for about 80 yards, just wear down that defense, man. The arms are tired. He gets into the second level, stiff arm, trucking, safeties, cornerbacks. They're not going to bring him down. They'll slow him down. They're going to need help bringing him down, though. So if he gets into that second level, it's going to be dangerous. I'm just simply saying, you got him, you got Lamar Jackson. If you're in a pistol offense, right? If I'm Lamar Jackson here, you got Derrick Henry behind me, who knows what you're going to do, right? You could do a little play action throw. You could do a little read option where he hands it off and then he keeps it, goes out. Who knows? Who knows what you're going to do? You got two really good runners, and then here we are. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for defenses to stop the Ravens. Give me the Ravens +3 or money line. Like I said, give me Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson to score a touchdown on the Ravens. Give me Isaac Pacheco and Travis Kelce to score a touchdown on the Chiefs. I'll take Mahomes 225 to 250. 275 is a long shot. Give me Lamar Jackson 175 to 200. 225 is the long shot. And then as well as give me Pacheco 40 to 50 yards rushing. Derrick Henry 60 to 70 yards. 80 would be the long shot. Pacheco would probably be about 60 is the long shot. Zay Flowers, give me about Give me about 40 to 50. Same thing with Rashee Rice. Give me about 40 to 50 for both of them. 60 would be the long shot. Travis Kelce, I think is going to be 60 to 70 yards receiving. 80 is going to be the long shot for that. Mark Andrews, I'd probably stick around 25 to 30. Or sorry, 25 to 40, 50 being the long shot. So remember, bet responsibly. You have to be 21 years or older. Just please, please, please bet responsibly, but have fun doing it. It should be something that's fun unless you're doing it for a job. Like I said, it's just something for fun. I don't take it seriously. I just throw some money on it and have fun watching it. And then if it catches, cool. If it doesn't, oh well. So bet responsibly. Have a great day. It is the start of the NFL season. I'm so happy we're back. It's going to be an awesome year. I can just feel it. So guys, I hope you enjoy Thursday Night Football, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.
I packed a bowl and I fell asleep. I never have the guts to be